in the bottom left, folks, in the red, oh, excuse me, in the blue, I can read, he is from Europe, MaxPax. And his opponent, the best damn Protoss in 2022, he is herO. God, I keep trying to go and like introduce players. I'm like, the best Protoss of 2020. Because 2020 was last year, right? Right? It's not like we've lost the last 2 years. They've passed, I swear. We've been stuck in a hyperbolic time chamber, and simultaneously everything has changed and nothing has. Exactly. New production panel. Look at that. You can see that the Nexus is getting chronoed. Shout out to Ollie for being awesome. So Ollie, how are the I know you said that things were being ordered, being clumped a little bit better. Can you talk to me about, because I don't remember what your tweet said. Can you remind me how the production panel and other things are? They're more organized now, right? But I'm very interested to see how this series goes, because I don't know that MaxPax's single gate expand is going to be viable on these new maps. They don't really have ramps, and they're much more wide open in the natural. They don't really have ramps, and shield batteries are not as strong as they once were. So like everything about MaxPax's PvP has been nerfed pretty significantly. But he's still going to try. He's going to do it in this first game. I don't know if it's going to work out. Oh, so it doesn't group. It's just whatever is the most recent thing. The most recent thing to be built is placed on the far right. Ooh, bit of an interesting. I guess just proxy Stargate. Okay. And this should not surprise anyone to see herO go and proxy something. You may be muted, X Screen Kraken X, because my audio is going out. But anyways, we know herO's going to try to do something to break MaxPax. That's just how it works. Korean players in general, they don't like to play the single gate expand style. They think it's a little bit too passive. They want to be aggressive. I'm not totally sure what you want to call it, but regardless, herO is not a player that likes to do that. So MaxPax gets a scout off, see that there is no natural, but doesn't see much more than that. So he's going to have to get a scout, going to have to figure out just what herO is going for. And so for now, he's kind of crossing his I's and dotting his T's. They're getting a shield battery at the natural, adding in warp gate, adding in additional gateway, getting a void ray now. Just a little bit of everything. Shield battery already on the natural wall to ward away the adepts. Just, again, trying to figure out exactly what his opponent's doing and just really cover all eventualities. So for now, the Oracle does a good job, kills off one of the adepts. A couple adepts are going to shade in, but their shots are not paired. So they're really, yes, you can eventually knock that down, but not by all that much. And now the probes have to get pulled into the natural. Oracle returns, but what is it going to do? Nothing. It's out of energy. So 5 workers have gone down to start. Void Ray is going to pop out. That shields the Oracle away. But now here come the adepts from herO into the natural. And again, well, the Oracle does not have the energy. And with three adepts here, this is going to be a bunch of dead probes done in the natural. One falls pretty quickly, but the other two, they're going to hang around a good deal longer. So 8 probes have died right now. Even still, MaxPax is up 2 workers. Is it a perfect response? Never an exit? MaxPax just lost 11 workers. He's down workers now. It was almost a perfect response, but unfortunately, MaxPax just didn't quite have the positioning where he needed to be, and this Oracle's going to get 1 probe in response. herO already cranking out Phoenix play. Okay, this is interesting because this is heavy Phoenix commitment from both sides. I don't know that I like this, though. herO's on 4 Phoenix already. MaxPax is on 1. At this point, unless, like, I guess herO's going to opt. Oh, interesting. So I think if herO sees the Phoenix, he's going to want to start making these again because he just has a bit of a lead. That being said, Phoenix against Void Rays. The Void Rays tank pretty well, so Void Ray will fall, but MaxPax equalizes the Phoenix count. In fact, he resets the Phoenix count here. This is actually working out pretty damn nice for MaxPax at the moment. Yeah, you know, he's going to lose a... Well, I would have liked for him to kill that last Phoenix of herO, but at this point, herO's not building any more Phoenix, so it doesn't really matter. In fact, well, arguably, one Phoenix is worse than a 0 Phoenix, for the most part. Because what's one Phoenix going to do by itself? I guess lift disruptors or something, but... disruptors are a long way off in this game as the Oracle dives in the main base once again. MaxPax has the Phoenix to deal with it, but he's just not. So 6-7 more probes are going to hit the deck. And in a game, this is 20 dead probes. MaxPax was technically in the position to hold a lot of this. Like, he was building the right units, but not quite in the position that he needed to be. And this is actually something that Roddy was talking about on his stream earlier today, about how he feels that MaxPax, more than any other player, or any other Protoss, or at least any other Protoss in PvP, as we, I guess, dial down into things, is adversely affected by lag. Because MaxPax plays PvP on such a razor-thin edge of having every unit where you need to be at all times, that 150 milliseconds hurts a lot more. You're not just kind of headbutting stalkers into stalkers. You want to make sure you have a Void Ray on the left side. Like, the Void Ray is the perfect distance between the main and the natural to cover both positions, or things like that. And 150 milliseconds can be the difference between the Void Ray being where it needs to be and not. So MaxPax, now that he is down a little bit behind, well, you know what they say, folks, when behind, dark shrine. So it's going to be DT tech coming out of MaxPax in this first game in our series. And herO, well, again, he's just building the game out as is usual. He went Phoenix play, he went a lot of Phoenix, and I don't know how useful that was for him, actually. It did deny the Oracle pressure, sure. But now this pressure comes in from herO, and his blink is done. He's looking at 11 stalkers to 6. The 4 Phoenix are certainly a great big force multiplier, but this is enough stalkers right now to to one-tap anything under shield battery range for the most part, at least those stalkers. So now we're seeing the Phoenix go down, even as some of them are getting lifted shield battery overcharge. We're seeing that, well, how that is not as effective as it once was, only healing 150% of damage over time versus the 200% it used to, 150% of shields. We're seeing it just not be as effective as it once was. And now MaxPax, herO finds his way into the natural once again, gets a couple more workers, blinks out. The timing, though, is a bit scary here, because DTs are warping in on the other side of the map, and there is no robo just yet. It's on the way, but it's not here. That being said, MaxPax does not have the money. He's not warped in enough DTs to really make that one happen. As the Stalkers on the other side of the map, Observer, please. They blink on top of just about everything. I'm surprised they're not tagging the Immortal. Now they do, trying to get on top of that one. The Immortal is going to fall. But defensive DTs. Well, herO's going to have to play Ring Around the Rosie just a little bit, targeting the pylon down, maybe getting probes as well. And look at that. Aliyab's has been patched. Now the depower sign is even better. Stalkers, though, they find their way into the natural. DT's just getting a lot of damage done on herO's side of the map, but DT's defensive is as well doing a great job. So I feel like herO's just going to lose the majority of this army eventually. But he does have the ability to blink and run. So from that perspective, maybe he's going to be okay. Our Observer, it has been made, though, and despite MaxPax being the one with DTs, MaxPax has lost more workers than herO has, which is just a bit unfortunate. Although with the Phoenix and the Observer here, if herO just tries to run an Observer across the map to make something happen, he will find his Observer knocked down, and that's going to be a bit obnoxious. So for right now, herO's going to actually finally leave the base. But herO, he's got 54 workers to the 32 of MaxPax, double the army supply. He does need to deal with these DTs, and 5 more probes will go down. MaxPax will continue to find value there, but I don't think it's going to be the point where it equalizes this game. And there we go. Yep. herO, he gets enough damage done time and time again. Defensive DTs for MaxPax don't find their way back. And MaxPax falls down. herO takes a 1-game lead. In the upper left, folks, in the blue, he's down a game in this series. He is MaxPax. In the bottom right, in the red, up a game off relentless counterattacks, relentless aggression. It's herO. And SC2, you know, you're right. We were told, well, no, actually, sorry, you're not. You're half right. We were told that Bjorn and Raynor was a banger. Not the best game of the year, but a banger. And I think that was pretty accurate. Those were some excellent games between Bjorn and Raynor. Comebacks on both sides. I think over an hour of game time for 3 games. I mean, yeah, yes, we take that. But yeah, it's unfortunate. I do have an image that I kind of use as a default for MaxPax, but it's not the right size. And I need to do a run through on my images file at some point, and go and make every image I have follow the proper format. If we're lucky, MaxPax is going to go to Katowice, and I'll be able to get the image from that, and then, well, we're going to be fine. That's going to be perfect. But I'm hearing rumblings that MaxPax is going to dodge Katowice after all, and that just makes me sad. And I'm using a DT for his image right now. Can't you tell? Oh, but MaxPax just being a bit obnoxious here. He will eventually, herO will eventually get his natural down. But I've been talking, right, about how Korean Protoss don't like to go single gate expand. Dragon Scales is a map with a ramp, so herO is still doing that anyways. herO wins the fight. And actually, it's funny. These probe battles or these worker battles are a little bit more technical than they used to be because, well, workers don't have to fully decelerate to start to attack. It's kind of like how they worked in Brood War, where they can, in Brood War, where they can do moving shot. Very similar idea. And I think someone did the math, and it says like the burst, the initial set of damage from probes or drones or SUVs is higher, but the second burst set of damage is a little bit slower unless you micro properly. So it's weird to say, wow, you know, drones, workers are super microable, but they are. Like that's a change, and it's one that, as someone who is not a fan of the early game cannon rush 2-rack style of builds, is MaxPax is going to find his way into the natural. That's a dead probe, and this should be a full scout of the main. So he's going to see the fact that, well, there's a Stargate somewhere. But actually, is that in the ramp? I don't really know. Pro pull is going to be nice right now, and actually MaxPax is going to get a lot of workers here. It's going to be, even with the workers doing more damage on the burst, there's going to be 5, 6 workers going down. Yeah, MaxPax from downtown. The Adept is not going to get out. He tries, but 6 workers dying in the early game is actually kind of unacceptable. And he got the scout that there were Phoenixes being made. So, folks, it's a Phoenix battle on Dragon Scales, and this is how we saw a lot of games start to flesh out in the single gate expand versus single gate expand meta back when Zest was playing. MaxPax and Zest actually played a lot of during EPTNA, a lot of really cool Phoenix War games. And while I don't want to see a Phoenix War every single time, they can get dull. Once every little bit of time, as a little bit of extra joie de vivre, a spice of life. Yeah, it's fantastic. It makes me very happy. So both players going second Stargate immediately. I don't know that herO has...
Teleport successful.
Okay, no, he saw the Stargate. Okay. I was going to say that, I don't know that herO has seen the Stargate. But no. So both players going double Stargate here as herO moves forward, puts the pylon on the map, very close to MaxPax's main base. And we saw this happen a lot on Blackburn, where you go and you understand that your opponent's building double Stargate Phoenix and you're building double Stargate Phoenix, and no one really can hit anything on the ground as an Adept runs across and gets immediately lifted. So if you go and you build pylons somewhere, it's a good vision, but that is not what herO is doing. herO has a bit more in mind. Oh, MaxPax takes a positive trade, though. He gets shots on the Phoenix first, and this is what we're looking at. 6 Phoenix to 5, but now MaxPax has to run away. Dives on top of the Phoenix, and more Phoenix are starting to join. So MaxPax, I think he's actually losing this fight. He doesn't have as much HP. Yeah, MaxPax loses the Phoenix War. Now down to 1 versus 2, 3 versus 1 versus 2, 2 versus 3. So he has to retreat back here a little bit, and herO is shield battery rushing MaxPax's base. This is honestly, so this makes a lot of sense. You can't kill units on the ground all that easily if you are MaxPax. And herO's Phoenix here, well, if they have a lot of extra shield, it's going to be even better. So he jumps on top of the Phoenix, and he jumps on top of the Stargate, kills an extra Phoenix. Now he's up 2. This technically should be a good game, but I've been told that this is the best game of the year, so we know the game does not end right now. But how the hell do you come back from this? It is a 2 Phoenix lead with shield batteries that herO can try to take advantage of. Dives on top of the Phoenix and MaxPax once again as they're made, and it's still a 2 Phoenix lead. MaxPax now building, or herO now building pylons outside of MaxPax's natural for cannons. He built a forge on MaxPax's side of the map. He's building cannons and shield batteries to try to break down MaxPax's natural. What is this? Like, this is so cool. I don't know if it's gonna work. I mean, I was told this is the best game of one of the best games of the year, but how the hell do you break this if you're MaxPax? And it looks like, okay, that's gonna be his answer. Fleet Beacon is on the way. Get Phoenix range. And then it doesn't matter necessarily that you're down hard on the Phoenix count, because your opponent's Phoenix can never fight your Phoenix. You're just gonna have that extra range. You're gonna lock him into that duel of death that herO cannot respond to. But for now, the cannon rush is starting to knock down gateways. MaxPax having... It's 7 minutes into this game, folks, and MaxPax having to build defensive cannons to deal with his opponent's cannon rush. Oh, and actually, this is the big deal. Stargate is under threat. Now, of course, it only works really when the Phoenix are envisioned, but Stargate under threat is a significant problem. And MaxPax, somehow despite this, he's up significant worker count, and he's gonna get locked into a Phoenix battle right now. But again, he's just down Phoenix, consistently down 2 Phoenix. And even if he has reinforcements on this side of the map, and that may help in some way, it makes it not snowball out of control. herO again moves in, snipes 1 for 1. Shield battery overcharge does get popped, but it's still a problem. But now, okay, there we go. Anti pulse crystals on the way, and that is going to have to be the difference here in this game. If MaxPax can hold on long enough, not take too much damage here. And by the way, where is that? It said, okay, yeah, herO has not scouted this. He's not aware that there is a fleet beacon on the way. So herO, he's kind of all in on this. He's all in on this idea that he just has more Phoenix and he can camp out on his opponent's production, which is a great way to win the game. But give MaxPax about 20 seconds. He will have anti-pulse crystals, and it's now a 3 Phoenix lead. It's a 4 Phoenix lead. Like, MaxPax is going to have to do something incredible as he recalls probes to his third base. At least he's got mining from that perspective. And 10 seconds left until anti-pulse crystals are going to be active. Now, MaxPax's supply lead is gone. All the workers have been knocked down. Here we go. herO jumps on the Phoenix once again, but anti-pulse crystals are done. And herO's going to be aware of this right now. MaxPax, actually he's not, because MaxPax cancels the Phoenix, and herO backs out. Is he aware of this? Does he have any idea? No, he regens. He gets the health back, or gets the shields back on the Phoenix. Drives back into the mineral line once again, cuts MaxPax's economy in twain. But now MaxPax, he just joins the fight, and herO cannot take this fight anymore. Even though it is 5 Phoenix to 10, herO can never chase this down. Maybe he corners MaxPax. That has to be his hope at this point. But MaxPax is somehow held on. MaxPax is somehow, despite the fact that somehow he gets a third base too, despite the hard contain on his natural. And from this point, MaxPax is kind of safe. herO is surprisingly not building his own fleet beacon, not building on a third Stargate, because he can't afford it. His third base is only on the base right now. But herO tries to dive in, take advantage of MaxPax maybe not paying attention, and he does so. Despite the anti-pulse crystal advantage here, that only works if MaxPax is in the lead, or it takes the fight, and he has somewhere to go. herO dives him into a corner. It's a 6 Phoenix lead now from herO. Now, some of that lead will start to diminish because herO is MaxPax has 2 extra gas, right? And he's going to add 2 additional Stargates. But herO dives on top once again, and more Phoenix continue to go down. There are no Phoenix on the map, right? It's 2 Phoenix to 10 for MaxPax. And now hero's trying to cannon rush MaxPax's third base. He's not able to quite find the angle, but love to see it. This is actually ridiculous. Like, what even is this? Good news, though, for MaxPax is he's still mining pretty efficiently out of his 3 bases. Most importantly, though, he's mining 6 gas. herO, while he technically has taken his 3rd set of gas, he's not mining out of that one just yet. And it is 4 Stargates to 2, and MaxPax is anti pulse crystals. So that Phoenix lead, it was 8, I think. Now it's dropping down. It's down to 5. MaxPax is just building more Phoenix than herO is. So herO has to do something. He's getting more Stargates now, but I'm not convinced that is going to be worth it. And I think actually Look at the gap. It's now 2. MaxPax, by dint of getting that third base somehow, despite there being this massive contain, by dint of getting squeaking out Phoenix range, he's now okay. Realistically, he's not nearly as dead in this game as he was anymore, and the fact that he came back from being down in almost infinite Phoenix, kind of ridiculous, folks. That doesn't happen. What is herO doing now? herO's getting +1. I mean, I'm sure, I guess that's nice. Yeah, it's effectively +1 twice because Phoenix shoots twice, but you can't reach your opponent's Phoenixes. The Phoenix count has, for all intents and purposes, equalized. Get a fleet beacon here, herO. Get Anning Pulse Crystals. Maybe get +1 as well if you feel like your economy's up for it. But this is not the play. MaxPax has, I guess through superior understanding of Phoenix battles, has brought himself back into this game. Now where do we go? It seems like MaxPax are early on, but pylons and kind of a bunch of heroes' perspective bases. So herO is going to slowly try to deal with that. I think it's hilarious, by the way, that MaxPax is not even trying to go and break out of this contain. He's like, you know, I got probes at my third. I can build bases from elsewhere. It's fine. And so MaxPax, with that faster fleet beacon, he's got carriers on the way. He's advancing into that next round of tech, and carriers against Phoenix are fantastic. Yeah, +1 makes a difference, and it allows you to kill interceptors. But remember, folks, the interceptor shield nerf on this patch, it has been reverted. The only big difference is the attack priority is now going to be carriers instead of interceptors, and that actually may be a nerf. Or that may be a buff against Phoenix, because Phoenix don't really want to target the carriers. They want to fish the interceptors out and kill those, because those are light units and you can kill those much faster, and then you dive on top of the carriers. So that actually may be a bit of a disadvantage for herO as he tries to fight the carriers in the late game. I'm not really sure. But the carriers again starting to come out in force. +1 on the way for MaxPax, but herO tries to dive on top of things. His +1's now it's done, but it's a little bit too early. Is this gonna work out for herO? He's up 10 Phoenix. So maybe. Maybe it did. Where's the supply actually? herO's up twice the Phoenix count. Okay, I guess 20 supply is pretty relevant. And now finally we have Andean Pulse Crystals on the way. Finally herO's getting that Phoenix range, but by the time he does so, +1 should be done for MaxPax. He's chronoing it out, by the way. Shout out to Ollie to be able to see what's getting chronoed. That's actually, especially in a PvP like this, that's super clutch. So the Phoenix are going to try to dive in once again. How many carriers are we at? We're only at 1. There's the second one on the way. MaxPax, I guess, he just doesn't really have the gas because the cannons have denied one of the gases at his third base. He doesn't quite have the gas to support this army that he wants. And now herO dives in. He does have Andean Pulse Crystals. They can fight 1 versus 1. The carrier takes about half damage, loses all of its shields. But remember, that doesn't really matter because there are a ton of shield batteries here. And the carrier gets healed up to full pretty easily. So herO taking advantage of this timing right now. He's going to start to slowly chip away at that Stargate that's in the wall. He's going to start to try to fish out some interceptors, maybe get a Phoenix if he can, take advantage of this Phoenix advantage that he finds himself in. Again, it's 33-21. Is he going to get... Well, yeah, the Phoenix count of MaxPax is starting to go down pretty significantly here. But you got to figure that herO's going to want to make that tech transition at some point. Phoenix versus carriers eventually hits this point where the carriers are just really strong, and yeah, the Phoenix will struggle to fight through them. And herO, he got his +1, by the way. He's neglected his +2, so MaxPax is going to have a lead in that one as well. But there we go. Okay, there's the carrier transition. But I worry that, again, this is just MaxPax. MaxPax is pulling a Maru. Maru in his TVT. One of the reasons that he is almost impossible to beat is due to the fact is we're going to see a lot of interceptors die here. Is due to the fact that he understands just what he can get away with, how far into how quickly he can get into his late game, and he does that immediately. He does an incredible job of doing that. MaxPax has done the same. You know, he cut corners. He got his third base somehow pretty sneakily. He went into carriers faster, aiming pulse crystals faster, extra stargates faster. And that meant that despite the fact that herO is still pretty far ahead in this game, it's 90 probes to 66. MaxPax's army is, you know, for all that it's worth less, pretty damn powerful. 4 carriers are on the way. He's going to have his +2 much faster than herO's. And, you know, he's going to hit like 170 supply, and he may be able to start to move out on the map. I think we just got a bit of a bug in the new UI. We had +2 attack getting researched, chronoed, and +2 attack also showing not getting chronoed on the right side. Weird. But it only went up for a second, so that's fine. +2 is just about done for MaxPax, though, and that +2 carrier timing is the thing of legends. So we're going to see some of this cannon rush from herO start to fall away. Not all of it yet. The carrier count, not quite where MaxPax wants. It's 5. I mean, that's respectable. But he's not maxed out. So herO setting up another aggressive defensive emplacement. More shield batteries going down. And it seems like this is going to be herO's coup d'etat. His final attempt, or his biggest attempt to knock MaxPax out of this game. And it's called a mothership. It's called the ability to cloak things. But there are enough cannons around that I don't know how much good this mothership is actually going to accomplish. Not really. So what are we looking at right now? Like, let's talk about this game state a little bit. As Phoenix dive in, and they're maybe going to try to snap a carrier, but there are enough cannons that it becomes. I love what MaxPax has done, where he has just defended every single one of his stargates with enough cannons. That means that the Phoenix can't just perch on top of it. And the other thing we need to talk about here is MaxPax. He's on 4 bases, right? His mana is natural, mostly mined out. He doesn't really, and in fact, he can't take it. He cannot take his 5th and 6th base. At least not for a while, because there are cannons and shield batteries on top of all of them. But what he can do is he can take the bottom left, so never mind. But the big deal, of course, is the fact that that MaxPax he's maxing out, and he's going to MaxPax. He's going to max out on a much bigger army compared to what herO has. So while herO, you know, has 90 probes, he's this incredible economy building up this bank. herO is rapidly going to build himself into an army that cannot really fight, or that just won't have the supply to fight at the same level that MaxPax is looking for. And that, coupled with the fact that herO has 13 more Phoenix, it is 13 carriers to 4. herO needs to find some different way of playing this game, and he probably needs to give some of these probes away. At the very least, the Phoenix, I think they need to be sacrificed piecemeal, maybe start to go into Tempests or something. This is, I don't like this game for herO anymore. I kind of think he's played it wrong. This is not to take away from MaxPax, by the way. MaxPax has done the Maru thing, right? Of going and I guess MaxPax sacrificed some of his workers too. No, MaxPax killed some of his own. MaxPax has done the Maru thing of just holding on and surviving and waiting. But at the end of the day, it's the same idea. herO failed to kill MaxPax. MaxPax has turtled up in a tremendous manner. And now hero's doing an interesting thing. He's actually moving into ground off of this against tier 3 air, but he does have blink done. He's got charge on the way. He's able to run some zealots, some +1 attack zealots, deny MaxPax this outlying base. So now MaxPax is kind of locked into these 4 bases, and his 3rd base is mined out. His 4th base is really the only mining base. Yeah, he's mining some gas, but MaxPax is rapidly running out of minerals. So even if herO technically is down to, not technically, he is down to 40 army supply, we are in this situation where MaxPax has the only army he's ever going to have. It's a terrifying army, to be sure. 16 carriers. He's got the shields. He's got +3 air attack. I mean, this is a horrifying army that herO has to deal with. But as we can, 112 interceptors to 30. I mean, ridiculous. But if herO can take a slow fight across the map, start to kill interceptors time and time again, MaxPax actually won't be able to reinforce his interceptors. And that's where life starts to become a little bit more difficult. So now here, MaxPax moves forward, starts to knock down some of the static defense of herO, but really it's all about the interceptors for right now. So any interceptors that herO can get are tremendously important. And herO killing some of his own probes. Like, yeah, he's sacrificed some of his own probes, killed them, something like that. He's got a big bank. Yeah, okay, herO just ran probes into MaxPax's mineral line again. And this is an interesting addition, folks. When I saw all the ground upgrades go down, I was kind of thinking this might be what we see, but he's going to go Archons, and he in fact has not gotten shield, which is what you want here, but going Archons is actually pretty powerful. Archons do a great job of just dealing. It's another way to deal with the interceptors, because I think herO has kind of come to the same realization that we have, that says that MaxPax, for all this army is terrifying. It's 18 carriers now. He does not have the mineral income to reinforce this. So if you can use Phoenix and you can use Archons and you can use things like that to go and knock down all the interceptors, then you will. The 18 carriers will not matter. But MaxPax tries to dive on top of this army. We see the Mothership drop the slow zone, and well, I think actually we saw the Phoenix die very quickly. No, sorry, it's there. Guardian Shield is incredibly impactful, and herO loses half of his army supply, or half of his supply in an instant. He's still down 50 army supply. And what is he going to build off this? He has the money, but he needs to build something. He's building more Archons, building more stock. Yeah, he just doesn't have the time to build more air. Building more Stalkers, building more Archons. And this is against 3/1/1 carriers. herO had to transition faster. He had to take advantage of this massive advantage that he had. He had to get Anti-Impulse Crystals before he got +1. This is a game that MaxPax has done a great job of coming back into. Don't let me take this away from him. But herO has misplayed this in the extreme, and now he's getting punished for it. He's going to warp in a bunch more Stalkers. He's maxed out once again, getting more Archons. But it's 3/1/1 carriers. It's +2 Stalkers, +2 Archons. Yeah, they have shields, sure. This is not an army that beats what MaxPax has. You're not going to get all these interceptors down in time, even with 7 Archons. So herO going for a bit of a base trade on the other side of the map is really the only thing he can do, knocking down some of this long-distance mining. But herO's tech is already jumped upon. Carriers are on herO's main base. All the gateways are going to get depowered, and it's just going to need immediate recall now. Interceptors, they get deployed here. Stalkers get lifted. They're going down. herO is supply blocked. He does not have the upgrades he wants. He does not have the tech he wants. His economy is fine. He's got a big bank. I don't know that 5K, 3K is going to be enough to allow herO to build enough armies to beat what MaxPax has. And yes, folks, if you're pointing out the unpowered icon as, oh, hey, herO does get a carrier. That's nice. If you're pointing out the unpowered icon, shout out to Ollie. We're running his stuff. He has a bunch of observer improvements, and it's awesome. Plus, he's made so many of the changes in the balance mod. Absolute MVP. MaxPax. So herO is going to try to take the bottom left base, and MaxPax seems like he doesn't quite feel comfortable moving out on the map. I think his army is better, but you can always get jumped upon, and it can be somewhat awkward. So herO has another lease on life. herO does have the ability to, maybe recover some of his tech. He's getting another fleet beacon or shield. Yeah, he's getting another fleet beacon because he doesn't have that one. So it's going to be Stalker, DT, Archon. That's not an army against 18 carriers. Maybe these Blink DTs are going to do something. They have +2. I mean, they're powerful even still. Do we have an observer? There's one observer on the map. Ah, there it is. So there's going to be there's not going to be a revelation just yet. I don't know that MaxPax cares, but he kills a lot of the DTs. And herO tries to dive in. Diving into that time, though, on the base that MaxPax was actively defending. I don't know that is necessarily the play. Not only because you have, so many carriers, you have this flower of power, but also because the interceptors were out, killing off all those DTs. If herO had dove in on that time, he would have lost everything. So herO is starting to try to find some way to spend the bank. He's building carriers once again, folks, but it is 3 on the map. That math does not favor. That math is not favorable at all for herO as the needs move in, move out. But hey, this run by, one of the downsides of this army that MaxPax has made is, of course, the fact that it is not mobile whatsoever. So herO is just going to try to play around this and kill bases, force MaxPax to all in, because I mean, you don't run around the map with this amount of carriers. And once again, we're seeing the depowered bug. Yeah, okay, it's not a measure of zoom in. I don't know if this game was played before or after you patched that though, Ali. As the games were played this morning. And Rodin, thank you for reminding me to hydrate. It's important. But the fact that herO has not opted to go and build Tempests in this game is kind of crazy to me. Like, herO has the money. Tempest build quickly. He has 8 Stargates. You know, like, build a bunch of Tempests, knock everything out of the sky. But instead, he's not going to go. And herO on the right side, he was able to knock down the 4th base of MaxPax. Not that it's mining all that much anymore. And MaxPax, he really does only have this base on the high ground now. And the Archons are doing a great job of dealing with the interceptors. I mean, it's still 144 interceptors, but I guess technically it's less. Disruptor shots are going to go off, and herO is losing fights on both fronts now. He's losing Phoenix in the front. He's losing a lot of that army on the right side. And we can ever so slowly see herO's gas bank in particular start to diminish just a little bit. But he's not on 90 probes anymore. He's on 49. He needs to keep that probe count down so he can go and actually, build an army that is in some way, shape, or form able to contest with what MaxPax has. So now herO moves in, and again, the advantage of a gateway style, you can try to yoink your opponent around the map, and it does make it hard for MaxPax to move out, but realistically, he has so many carriers that he can cover his bases and still probably win a fight on the other side of the map. It's 19 carriers to 8, but herO actually... No, I'm sorry, that's MaxPax's other army. That's not a late game gas steal Z-Ling. MaxPax took that base a long time ago, and herO just never killed the gas after he killed the base. But okay, so now here MaxPax finds the rest of the stalkers, and adding on the disruptors is actually a really nice move. You probably don't want to spend the money on getting ground upgrades. Not when you're on one base. Realistically, there's just not a lot of money left on the map for MaxPax. But disruptors, they don't care about upgrades for the most part, so it's gonna be fine. But yes, Davey from Detroit, you probably watched these games this morning if you were up. This was originally cast on twitch.tv/alphax. We are of course streaming this match, these games, for a more North American audience, and thank you for joining us. herO's gonna lose this base. He's gonna lose all of his production on it. Realistically, it wasn't mining all that much anymore. It had no gas on it. Very little minerals, but the big deal, of course, is losing out on that production. Is the MaxPax has finally, in 29 minutes, unlocked himself on the map. MaxPax does not have much of a bank. He's actually mining literally 0 gas, but it's 164 interceptors, and it's making my 3090 start to chug, which is crazy here. But all the interceptors have been released first here for MaxPax. That's a massive deal. Mothership goes down pretty quickly. MaxPax sitting on the 1 Tempest because why not? I don't know why he decided to only get the 1, but anyways, the interceptors are now out. Watch them all die. herO is just going to lose every single carrier. There is no way he's winning this fight. MaxPax, he even has the sentry for the Guardian shields. So with the shield upgrade he has with the Guardian shield, his interceptors are just not going down. herO has lost everything. He's got 5k, 2k in the bank, but he's mishandled this game quite a bit now. I've been talking about it for the last 10 minutes. and now we're seeing the death knell of that mishandling. He did not transition into the late game appropriately. He did not take advantage of his map control well, and it meant that MaxPax was able to build the one army that he needed to win this game. The Phoenix will not win this game, herO. Not anymore. And yes, MaxPax has no money. He's literally long distance mining gas at this point. No, okay, never mind. He's mining gas at that extra base. But regardless, there's nothing that herO can build at this point that will win him the game. Even on 4K, 2K, he does not have the time anymore. The Phoenix are fighting desperately, and I guess they're not dying all that quickly, but herO's the zombie Protoss at this point. There is absolutely nothing that he can do. But herO's, you're going to try to get on top of the carrier's last-ditch effort, but I mean, look at this. He does not kill a single carrier. I thought the parting shots might have gotten one, but he doesn't get a single carrier. He's sitting now down below 100 supply. Stalkers are going to start to arrive, but they're just not in enough numbers to make anything happen there. And herO keeps... herO's warped in 13 Stalkers. It's not going to do anything against... against 19 carriers. Last fight coming in from herO at this point. Disruptors are going to kill everything on the ground. As if there was ever a question at this point whether this game goes in MaxPax or herO's favor. Well, the Disruptors, they do end it. And now MaxPax, he's just got to kill everything. He's got to kill the stuff on the ground. herO has to realize that this game is well and truly over. And he's doing a good job of being annoying, running across the map backwards and forwards, trying to counterattack and do whatever, but 17 Stalkers and 8 Phoenix do not beat 16 carriers, with Disruptors underneath as well. BGV into house, you say MaxPax is broker than a joke. He is, but he still has 126 interceptors. And there we go, folks. We tied up one apiece. MaxPax holds on for just about forever. And he takes game number 2. In the upper right, folks, in the blue, he took a marathon, mammoth comeback in game number 2. He's MaxPax. His opponent in the bottom left in the red. He won game 1 with style. Game 2, probably should have won that too, but he kind of threw it. It's herO. So, Leo or Carla, I got a question for you. I got a very important question. First of all, what race do you play if you do play StarCraft? And second of all, how often do you beat your dad? Who has the better PvP, do I think, between MaxPax and herO? I'm going to say yes. I think they have very different PvPs. I think MaxPax offline or on zero ping might have a marginally better one because he's so good at getting the maximum out of things. But I think online and, well, I think online, and I certainly think the couple games we've seen today, herO is better, and I think his style translates to the balance patch better. Because I don't know that this single gate expand idea that MaxPax is going for is going to be as powerful now that shield batteries have been nerfed even further. Now that the maps, these map pools are a little bit wider in the natural. There are not as many ramps, you know. A couple big changes that make this actually a little bit more a little bit less strong. I mean, Yalgatine, I would also annihilate my dad, but that's because my dad doesn't play StarCraft. Carla, I hope you know how awesome it is that your dad plays games with you, or you know, like, I don't know whose hobby this is, but that you have StarCraft to share. When I went to Red Bull, the first offline tournament I ever went to was Red Bull Battlegrounds DC back in 2014. I was a sophomore in high school, and I convinced my dad to go with me, and Dad didn't understand esports. He didn't understand. In fact, he didn't really like video games. He'd read some papers that said that, you know, video games are just these dopamine traps, and they're there to give you artificial senses of accomplishment. It's not great. And he didn't quite understand that you're playing against other people, and therefore it's you know, just like anything else. I was a junior. That's right, Preston. Say hi to my brother. Say hi to my brother, everyone. That's Africanus. But anyways, didn't quite understand, but I took him to this tournament, and between meeting Day 9 twice, between Day 9 being awesome to Preston, like remembering him the day after Day 9 meets all these people Thursday, Preston says hi to him Friday again, and Day 9 remembers him. And everything else, my dad started to understand just what this was. And, you know, now, I mean, he's very supportive. He doesn't quite, he doesn't enjoy it. He doesn't enjoy the same things I do. That's fine, but he's very supportive, and it's awesome. But that is not the common case in esports. So it is very lucky that it's awesome that you have that experience, Carla. But herO is trying to get aggressive on the map right now. We do need to talk about this. herO did not go for a single gate expand once again. He's going for a little bit of pressure. This time, it's only 2 gates. He's getting his natural behind that. He's adding blink behind this. And I think we're going to try to see him go and hit a timing with blink, with maybe a couple additional gateways, maybe 3 or 4 gates, and try to break MaxPax apart. Because right now, MaxPax is just up 5 workers. And that is the blessing and maybe the curse of a one gate expand type of build. You just get ahead, but it does mean that your attack is a little delayed, and it does kind of force your opponent to try to all in onto you. Yeah, MaxPax is a massive PGV in the house. But I've seen herO I've seen herO win some surprising games from this point because, well, he just has blink, and he wins things with blink tremendously well as MaxPax tries to get the Oracle. I'm just kind of trapped a little bit on Ancient Cistern. I definitely hydrated for sure, but I'll do it again. Just for you. So MaxPax gets his Twilight. Okay, there we go. There's blink. I was gonna say, you know, his Twilight's been done for a while, and there's no blink coming in. There it is. Oh, Ollie, I didn't even notice. You forked the TSL mod, so now we have numbers instead of arrows on the Observer Plus. That's like the biggest. That was like the biggest change from the TSL overlay to your version of the overlay. I didn't even notice. That actually makes me so happy. But let's see now whether herO is going to be able to make this pressure happen. He's down 8 workers, but he's got a whole hell of a lot of blink stalkers, 14-6. And, well, again, blink on top of that makes that stalker lead even more. Blinks on top of the stalkers immediately. Shield battery overcharge. It's going to get popped. Void Ray goes down in 2 seconds. And now it's all down to the stalkers and the probe fight as well. And, folks, the funny thing is, probes actually fight stalkers pretty well, especially now that they have been buffed. But herO, even despite that, there's not a lot of damage going in. Oracle in the main base, though, starting to find some havoc. 7 more workers go down. herO's economy was in tatters. It's now even more so in tatters. But again, blink is done here. Stalkers get on top of the stalkers of herO or MaxPax once again. Probes have to get pulled for a second time, and the stalker count continues to diminish. Probes continue to fall here as well, as now herO blinks behind the wall. And that wall, as much of a blessing to keep MaxPax alive, is a curse. It's hard to get through it. Cannons are going to go up right now, but herO just blinks right past that, and now it's probes by themselves that have to keep MaxPax alive in this game, and I'm not sure that he can. His army was just a little bit out of position there as he tried to defend, and he's just about to lose everything now. More stalkers, Warp Bandits, the stalkers of MaxPax try to run away. Despite the damage that herO got with the herO took with the Oracles, MaxPax's economy is still even worse. And these stalkers have nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. The Cyber Core goes down. Yeah, MaxPax has blink, but it doesn't really matter anymore. And herO is dead here in this game number 3, folks. Make no mistake about it. It's just taking him a second to tap out. And there we go, folks. Game number 3 goes the way of the Smiling Assassin. herO is up 2-1. Into the bottom left, folks, in the blue. He's down a map in this series. His name is MaxPax. In the upper right, in the red. Up 2 games to 1, looking dominant. Really should have won this series 3-0 already. It's herO. Is this live, Snowbands? I am live. The games were played this morning, so it's off replay. which means I can say hi to you. I can wave, except I don't have a webcam turned on, so I can... Trust me, I'm waving at the camera. You can't see it, but yeah, I'm doing it. Oh, that'd be cool, Gyalgatine, if we had to pop up like 100 Lings die, you know. That would be kind of fun. It might... The one thing you always have to consider when you talk about like UI, UX design is whether there is too much stuff. So if worker damage notifications, then you would have like, oh, 100 units have been killed. That's also notification. There's a thin line to be made between, hey, this is useful information, this is cool, and while there's just too much stuff on the screen, it's taking away from the game. So I'm not sure. But of course, folks, if there is a game that MaxPax is going to win, Altitude is probably going to be that game because it's a ramp map. MaxPax wins ramp maps. This is what his build is for. So, you know. Let's see if he can do it. He did win the other ramp map, technically, although, again, at one point he was down 10 Phoenix to 2. He should not have won that game, but herO kind of butchered it. MaxPax, though, or, excuse me, herO drops the pylon. Is that the only unit that is herO's? Yeah, herO drops the pylon to wall things off. He does have a zealot, though, that's across the map. But unfortunately, because his pylon goes down first, the shield battery pylon rush that sometimes we get is not going to happen. So it's now a zealot in the main base, and this zealot will lose this life. I mean, I guess it gets a scout, but MaxPax hand... Oh, okay, gets a probe. Gets 2 probes. Very nice. It's not quite what he was looking for, but way to make, I don't know. Way to make lemonade out of lemons. Way to make wine out of sour grapes or something. Hey, Nanobars. Welcome. Glad you're here. Hope you're enjoying these rather excellent games we've had thus far. As I say that, Cure versus Beyond was a bop. And MaxPax versus herO Game 2 was kind of cool. But it was certainly not the best game of the year that people in Rotterdam's chat earlier today were hyping it up to be. It very much was the game where herO threw a massive lead. And MaxPax did a great job capitalizing, holding on, and turtling. But I'm sorry, if you're up 10 Phoenix to 2, you should never lose that game. Where do we go here? This was a Stargate opener. This was a Phoenix opener for MaxPax, which makes sense. That's how he likes to open Stargate play. But I thought I saw him building an Oracle. He didn't. And well, he was building an Oracle briefly. I think he canceled it. He built a Void Ray, and now we're gonna see MaxPax try to break herO here. MaxPax's natural is of course pretty delayed compared to what herO went for, but he's got, what is this? He's got 2 Stalkers and a Void Ray. And that means, well, we're going to see some pylons under some pretty significant threat. And the Stalker count in the natural, not all that high for the moment. So herO finds himself supply blocked, but it's still 5 Stalkers to 2. I mean, the Void Ray makes up for something, but I don't really think MaxPax breaks this. Oh, actually, yeah, that's exactly what he's doing. So he has his entire army in the natural. Right, that's what he's doing. He's forcing herO's entire army in the natural, so his Oracle can dive in the main base and find value, but there's a shield battery here, so MaxPax sticks on the probe, right? And he's going to be able to kill it eventually, but it takes like 7 damage instances to knock through a probe with a shield battery there. MaxPax gets 1 kill. I mean, it's something, but it's not the damage that MaxPax is looking for. He finds himself down 6 workers continuously. He went for a pseudo all-in. He went for a timing build off the idea that this was in fact a single gate Nexus expand. And that's actually not going to work out for him all that well. But a second Oracle does arrive, and this is going to make things feel just a little bit better if you are a fan. If you're a MaxPax fan, 7 workers go down, and the Probe's just playing Ring Around the Rosie, but their pockets again, they're not full of posy. They will soon be ashes, and that is 10 workers that are dead. But now here comes herO on the other side of the map. The Oracles not super useful anymore. They're both out of energy. I guess mostly out of energy. But herO, can he break MaxPax? He kind of feels like he needs to now. 5 workers down from, what was it, 6 workers up. He does not have Blink. He does not have anything. It's just a bunch of Stalkers here. And with the Void Ray and the Shield Battery, I don't know that he does that. And MaxPax is pretty close to getting his blink complete. So this is a slim timer that herO is working on to try to break MaxPax down, and I don't really think he's gonna be able to hit it. In all honesty, Chrono being spent on the Twilight on that blink, MaxPax adding in a Dark Shrine as well, and herO is just techless. He's got stalkers. He's got a third base on the way, but folks, there's no Robo. There's a Twilight, but no blink. I think this Dark Shrine might kill herO. I don't know that he doesn't have any way to build detection right now, and we are rapidly getting to the point where even if he starts what he needs to get detection, he's not gonna get there. Not at all. He's adding in gateways, he's chronoing blink. MaxPax here finds some stalkers on the map. That's gonna be a nice trade, but the DTs are gonna do the killing blow. Unless MaxPax kills herO right now, which is always possible. Blink versus no blink with a Void Ray is a pretty powerful value proposition. His Oracle's getting more probes as well. herO's getting it coming and going. And these DTs are going to end herO's. There's really no good way to say it. herO's going to lose to the DTs. He has no detection, no Robo on the way, no Stargate. No way to build cannons. The Shimmer's going to show up. He might try to fight a little bit. Hope he can wall off or something, but MaxPax has superior tech, MaxPax has a superior army, and MaxPax has invisible men. And that really is the long and short of it. herO's going to try to take this fight. You know, good on him. Sentry Shield Battery is doing a nice job, and the Void Ray will fall. Stalkers have to run away, but DTs. Oracles dive in the main base. They kill yet more. They're making it hard for the DTs to find the value they may be looking for. One Oracle will fall, of course. Or yeah, there we go. Invisible men. The Dark Shrines, the DTs, they show their behinds, and or MaxPax wasn't even really behind that. He was kind of, but not. He didn't need the the DTs to bring him back into it. And folks, we're gonna go to game 5. It's all tied up. In the bottom right, folks, in the blue is Invisible Men. Well, they kind of closed that game out. He is MaxPax. His opponent in the upper left in the red. Should have been a 3-0, but now he's in danger of losing it anyways. It is herO. Man, I have not. Yeah, I continue to be jealous of your mountain cabin fishers. I have not been on the slopes yet this year. In fact, honestly, I didn't even buy a season ticket this year because I didn't make use of it all that much last year. I went just enough to validate the purchase, but between hitting the home stretch of my PhD, I have 18 months to get my research done and my thesis completed right now, give or take, and all the enhanced casting stuff I'm doing, the stuff I've decided to do with Basilisk, Stormgate Nexus, which, by the way, interview coming out Wednesday, a massive interview coming out Wednesday. You should very much be paying attention to that. And everything else, I honestly don't have time to hit the slopes. It's very sad. But we all must prioritize. And I am prioritizing other things right now. All right, so now it's the battle of the proletariat. Yeah, there we go. Proletariat. The plebiscite. Trying to, you know, make sure that they are able to rise up, the workers. But, you know, technically workers are able to rise up a little bit better now. MaxPax, though, he's again going for this idea of a single gate expand, but there is so much room behind that one. I mean, I guess that's actually kind of good for MaxPax if you think about it. You want room behind your wall to maneuver and establish concaves, but it also means that the gap between his wall and the main base is very long. So if herO decides to try to break this by going 3-gate blink or something like that, it's going to be very hard for MaxPax to deal with this. So I don't know exactly what herO does. Yeah, okay. It will be 3-gate, 3 or 4-gate blink coming out from herO in this game number 5 with all on the line. He's going to just try to break MaxPax expand build, and we'll see. We'll see if it works out. I feel like Neo Humanity is a pretty good map for blink if you think about it. We take a look at the base here. You know, it's not quite as good as some others. I think Dragon Scales is a pretty good one, but Now there's this spot to attack into that, the circulation period, the circulation distance from this natural to the blink-in spot is much shorter than it is for MaxPax. So we're gonna have to see whether that one works out or not. MaxPax, of course, it's kind of funny seeing how he develops his holds. So it used to be Void Rays, right? He would just go Stargate, build Void Rays, rely on shield battery, overcharge, and be fine. Well, most of the time. Sometimes he would lose. No one's perfect. And then the nerf happened, and shield batteries were not quite as powerful as they once were. They had to be built in the power field of a Nexus to be able to be full of energy, and well, you would tend to build the shield batteries that you would want to defend against that against the pressure that would try to break MaxPax's build. Often didn't allow you to get your natural, and even if you did, your natural was not done. So from that perspective, MaxPax went to heavy gateway and robo holds off the initial Stargate. Seems like he's going back to Void Ray as a defense here, even as shield battery overcharge has gotten nerfed. So I don't know how I feel about that one, but again, we're very new into the patch, and we're still 4 weeks from Katowice, so players are still trying to figure things out. As now Warp Gate is done, MaxPax adding cannons, adding shield batteries, getting his defensive in place instead of at the front, but already we're starting to see the Cybercore go down, at least take damage. And then the question then will become whether MaxPax wants to actually waste his energy or spend his energy on keeping the Cybercore alive, or whether he wants to allow the wall to open. So it's not an easy decision. You got pros and cons, right? You don't want to spend that energy on anything but your fighting army, but on the flip side, well, the Stalkers, they're going to blink on top of that one. We're going to see one Void Ray go down. It should go down fairly quickly, but the wall here is actually pretty nice here from MaxPax, the Sim City, and just the fact that his hold position of his units did not allow the Stalkers to move forward. So both Void Rays stay alive. Shield battery overcharge keeps them alive, and the addition of extra cannons and shield batteries means that MaxPax, step one of the hold, if the hold is good. He's now sitting here on three Void Rays. The alpha of Chads, that's a pretty good number. It knocks down Stalkers fairly quickly. He's adding a couple more gateways for ground-based units, but he does have to be very careful now on his Void Ray positioning, making sure that he's shadowing where the Stalkers are going, so if they ever blink on top of them, all the Stalkers can't fire. Only some of them can. So now we're going to see the hallucinated Phoenix into the high ground here. Stalkers, they're going to blink into the main. And this is the problem. There's just not as much static defense in the main base as there was at the natural. It's a lot easier for Stalkers to fight. MaxPax, of course, warps in more Zealots, other things. But here come the Stalkers. They knock down the Stalker of MaxPax immediately. And now they're going to start to hew away at this gas a little bit. MaxPax can actually not defend his gas, his mineral lines all that well. It's out of range of cannons and out of range of shield batteries. So herO has found the salient point. He's found the empty point where it does appear that he's going to be able to get damage done on MaxPax. Not necessarily for free, but certainly a lot easier than he would elsewhere. So probes are starting to fall. 8 of them have already gone down. And here come the Stalkers. They're going to blink on top of the Void Rays. One will fall. Second one goes down. 2 still remain, but, well, thick beams get popped, and herO is just going to run away. Now, Stalkers blink on top. Once again, shield battery overcharge has to get popped here, but the Void Rays are dead. Only one remains. It does have prismatic alignment, but it cannot continue to chase the Stalkers. So, herO, at this point, you kind of feel like he's broken MaxPax. There we go. Last Void Ray is going to get tapped down. Maybe not quite, but the Stalkers underneath it certainly will. And herO just needs another round of Stalkers. He's only on 1 base. His economy's not incredible, sure. But he is up a worker on MaxPax. And MaxPax, yeah, he has to tap out, loses too many Void Rays. herO, realistically, that was a 4-1. But herO takes the series, and now we have an exciting grand final. This is going to be Bjorn and herO. Best of 7 TVP.